Okay, where I didn't get
Maybe. Check out the.
Is that on your homo thing or you blue?
It's on the Blue Mondays.
Blue Monday.
Let me send it to you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Blue Mondays. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday. It is August the 7th. We are live. With us today, Mr. David Scott. David Scott, say hi. Introduce yourself. We're going to play some music, talk about David's past, future, and present with music, where he's going, where he's been, and good things that are happening presently. So enjoy the show. We'll play a couple of songs for you and have some good conversation. Thanks for joining us today. We'll go over some other sponsorships and other things this evening. Later on towards the end of the show, try to go for an hour here. So anyway, buckle up, hold on, and we will get this show on the road. I love the way that sounds through the through the audio here.
I didn't put a bunch in there.
That's all right. If you want to put a little bit more, I'll get a little bit of the microphone on it.
I lifted up pretty high one for it. It's just cheap ass
Kentucky. Oh, I wish I had some.
You can have some.
Oh yeah.
Here, put this on your cup.
Oh yeah, I might. I want to drink some Kentucky Deluxe tonight, guys. I usually drink Wild Turkey. I'm a Wild Turkey guy.
When I was in Nashville last week, they were wondering why they offered me Crown, and I was still drinking that. My manager's like 26 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, he works for He's been less for Murphy. He's a good guy.
Oh, I haven't had that since Colorado. Man, I had some stout.
You know, I used to live in Boulder. I didn't know that.
Let's see.
You see me that?
Oh, yes. There. Pull it up. I try to keep it up on my... Sorry, as usual, I'm unprepared. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Let's see. Get to that page. There we are. All right, shows we are live. We've got about a 10-second delay. We've got 2 followers. Hey, Nevea. How are you? Nevea, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name all the time. But thank you for watching. And
I saw her thing about her post about jewelry today. She's right. Jewelry is very important.
Yeah?
You can wear just regular clothes and get the right jewelry and makes you awesome.
I wear a hat when I play. Mr. Pat Moss got me that hat. And he's a great fun guy to listen to. And I have another hat. That's in one of my other rooms. The guy from the Hydromatics gave me that hat a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think I know who that is.
They're a blues rock band from either Tulsa or Oklahoma City. I got a cheat sheet for that somewhere around here. Good stuff. Bunch of great guys.
I'm not gonna mess with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and go my thing. I'll just share yours when you send it to me.
Yep, this is what we try to do. My goal with doing the podcast here is getting musicians together, networking musicians.
That girl you just said, said, I think that's how she joined my page, is because of your deal. I think that's true. I mean, I didn't know her any other way. So
she's one of the admins. I put her in as admin a couple of weeks ago.
I think she's
on the she's a singer. She runs an open jam as well.
Isn't she from Washington though?
I'm not sure. Where are you from, Nevea? Let me get back there. I lost my page. Can I try to keep a chat open on here too, so I can communicate roughly back and forth. Sometimes I can, sometimes I don't see it, so I'm sorry. How's the audio, guys? Can y'all hear us okay? Is everything coming through with a great sound? Blink once for yes, twice for no. She's from Wagner. Wagner.
Oh, I thought she lived in Washington.
Wagner, Oklahoma. A lot of great people up there in Wagner.
I grew up in Pogo. Well, I grew up in Pogo.
Okay.
So
I got
I'm in Oklahoma, even though you saw it on my bio that I was from Oklahoma.
Yep.
Probably nowhere. From the Panhandle.
I've met more musicians in Oklahoma than I have. Well, I've been everywhere, man.
I've been from. I guess I played in bands from Dallas to Southern California. Well, all California, and probably the best guitar player I ever played with is a guy from Dallas. The best drummer I ever played with is a guy that grew up in Photo with me.
Oh, nice.
A guy named Brett Barnes. He's a session guy over in Las Vegas now.
Oh, wow.
And we played jazz band together. Played in the band together. Best bass player I played with is a guy in Dallas. But there's some some great. Even though I've had trouble with the music scene here, with feuding with guys or them getting it's just a long story. But they read a couple articles that were from California stuff that they didn't like what I said. But
well, you can't make everybody happy.
Well, I mean, I just said the truth. Yeah, when I first gig out in California, that was the first show that I wasn't asked to play at Sweet Home, Alabama.
Okay.
I mean, if you go to play in Portsmouth, they even ask you that probably. They probably ask you that when you played there last week.
You played Sweet Home, Alabama?
Yeah, they probably did. Someone would have.
You always hear some guy in the jackwagon in the back section of the show, Freebird!
Well, something. Simple Man. That's the okay. I'll just tell you. My problem is, you go to Portsmouth to watch live music. It doesn't matter who you see. They're going to play the same songs. Now that they don't work, and then they undercut each other, and the prices get way down. So
I see this. I see this happen a lot, and I've seen it happen a lot, and I see this in the local music scene. Ever since 2020, which I'm new to the local scene here, so I can't speak much to Oklahoma, but from what I've seen, it's a cutthroat market. From Tulsa to Wagner, all the way down to Fort Smith and Podo to Dallas, this whole area, it's a cutthroat market. These people are going all over the place. They're playing for little next to nothing. Yeah, these bars and nightclubs are making a butt ton of money.
If they're managed correctly.
Yeah, takes that too.
If you're drinking and doing shots and getting free drinks, which a lot of them do.
Bands will bring a crowd if you got a band with a good crowd, and if you have a band that nobody's heard of, you might get a good crowd.
That depends on what they're following. They might have a good following on Facebook or something.
Right.
They can be terrible and have that kind of following.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And I totally understand that if a bar wants to have someone like that, as long as they're making money, but
nobody really wants to pay much anymore, though.
No, I think the reason it's like that. This is what I typically make. Like say I'm on the strip in Nashville for 45 minutes, I'll make $550, $600. But it's not like I'm a national act, but it's not like I'm a prominent, well-known, famous dude.
Right.
I'm sure. Say, let me think of someone that's kind of middle of the road famous. I don't know. Can you think of one off the top of your head? I mean, someone that's say Pete. I used to play Pete York band. Say Pete was in Nashville. Pete would probably make $650,000 a set, maybe more. Right. Back when his first album came out, and he was really hot there for a while. And he's doing all that soundtrack work. He would have made $3,000 a set probably. But right now, he would probably make $550 to $1,000 for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Pete's playing again right now. He didn't play. So that's why Pete's probably playing for about the same amount of money I make. Because if you look at his shows on YouTube, he's doing about the same thing, and he's playing a lot of. He don't have a full band anymore. When I use a full band, it costs like $3,200 plus their expenses.
See, if I could make $600 to $1,000 in 30 minutes, I wouldn't work.
That's 45 minutes.
I'd go.
Well, I did 23 shows last year.
That's like 5 Allman Brothers songs, maybe 2.
If it's you, I'm not. I mean, that new tuning I showed you play rhythm parts and play your lead at the same time now. But you could do that with Rod Dean, probably.
I do that with my looper all the time. Well, I'll sit here and just.
I guess I could too, but I'm not the. I can slow my way through it, but I'm not gonna be tearing up the fretboard with it. I never have. I never. Right. A lot of my songs don't even have solos in them, and it's not because I can get a guy to play them for me if I wanted to. But it seems like every time I try to do that, they're oddly, I call oddly like Van Halen or something. Like
well.
And I'm just not. Even though that guy was really talented when he was alive, and he was an innovator. I'm just not into that. I don't want it in my songs. But again,
To me, playing a solo, and I'm learning this because, like I said, I was a bass player for a long time. I started out on guitar and drums, but I didn't really start learning what I was doing until I started playing bass. And I was blessed with a wonderful jukebox of a guitar player in Colorado, and he would learn the song, or he knew the song already, and he knew it on bass and guitar. So he would teach the bass guitar part to me, and so we could start a band.
yeah.
So we started playing that way, and I found one of my old.
So you didn't play at all, and he showed you how to play, or you play guitar?
I played guitar. Well, I thought I played kind
kinda.
of. I knew the names of the strings. I knew a few
Yeah.
chord shapes. You know, I wasn't a jazz aficionado or anything, but I played a little bit, and learning these songs on the bass taught me structure. It taught me theory, and it taught me when and where to play and how to hold a groove. And it's one thing that I've seen. It with certain genres or certain aspects of musicians that I've seen throughout the years, you know, everybody wants to be Van Halen. You can't do that. You have to have structure, and you gotta also know where not to play.
Now, I've played in a Van Halen tribute band. That's where I first got noticed by that guy in California, right when I signed at Suncoast Arts Management. And the guy was he was a Korean dude, and he played in SG, and he could play everything off Paramore. I mean, he was, just note for note, he was a phenomenal player, and that everyone in that band was a great, that was a band that there was, a ton, it was packed every night. But I had this thing about when I played in cover bands, I would be, in my head, I'd be going, I'm such a poser, I'm such a loser. I'd be telling myself that all night long. Especially when I was in an '80s band.
Cover bands is what got me with my knowledge. Pardon my.
Well, good cover bands are as talented as anybody, because if you go see a band, right? Like, say you went and saw someone like Poison,
Right.
or Faster Pussycat, or Guns N' Roses, and I've seen all three of those bands. When I was expecting to go in, it's going to sound just like the album, because back there in the day, I lived in Dallas, so I came home to see all my friends up here in Portsmouth, Dakota. So they never heard those albums weren't available here. Poison, Faster Pussycat, and Guns N' Roses. I bought them all three at the same time in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
I came up here and they were all like, "Wow, this is great." They didn't get it for like 2 or 3 more months. So I loved all that stuff. I love Faster Pussycat. I like that grunge kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So, but when you see those bands in concert, it doesn't sound near like that.
Yeah.
It's about like some. They're terrible. They were all three of them I've seen one time. They were just terrible. They were almost unwatchable.
I've seen Bob Dylan pass out on stage 3 times in one night.
No, I've never seen Bob Dylan. But I did drive through Durant one time, and I saw the work. I would not go. I would hate to be like getting my teeth drilled. It was that comedian Sinbad was opening up.
Oh wow!
And then it was Styx.
Oh, I love the Styx though.
Yeah,
I do.
Renegade would be my nightmare to have to watch them play. Mr. Roboto, of course, is most people's nightmare. I couldn't imagine having to sit through that play they had. I couldn't imagine having.
Oh yeah, the usual or Grand Delusion.
Hello, Mr. Roboto. How are you?
Oh my God.
I too much time on my hands is just so. Oh my God.
I like that song because of the bass line. It was so simple, but it was just like
the hand clap though. Just swear you out. And Tommy Shaw is a great guitar player, he's a great musician, but I can't stand his vocal. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there saying I can't stand his vocal. And Tommy Shaw's a millionaire for all the things he did, but I still can't stand it. I'm just being honest, I can't stand it.
Oh, that's fair enough,
I can't stand Dennis DeYoung's vocal.
I'm a big fan of Rush, and a lot of people can't stand him. And
I like Geddy Lee's vocal a lot.
And what's his name? Hank III. I love Hank Williams III when he sings country, because he sounds like his grandpa. He sounds like
I don't think I'm
Hank the First. But he also does hardcore like punk skate metal, and it sounds horrible.
There's a band called Pimpedelic in Dallas. You ever heard of them?
No.
They will do a Hank Williams song, like cover a Hank Williams song, and then we'll be rapping with the scratching the next song. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, wow.
And every time that I see them, I think they're about to go to jail because they're doing all kinds of. They get girls up there like and do sexual things. I think that's it. They're going to jail.
Guar
They get away
was
with
that
their
way.
time.
You ever see Guar in concert?
I have not seen Warren Collins.
That's a weird show. That's probably the weirdest show. It's like going to a German adult bookstore. It was just bizarre. Oh my God.
No, I mean this. The guy's name's Easy Jesus. He's really good. He's really talented. I mean, someone that can rap and sing just like Hank Williams.
Oh wow.
Or not necessarily. I think they were doing more like David Allan Coe type stuff.
I like some David
But I think
Allen
he's
stuff.
I think he's like David Allan Coe's second nephew of David Allan Coe's actually. But I'm not a big fan of David Allan Coe really. I like if I like country, I like it to be authentic country. I'm not like this. I call it disco country, like Garth and the Judds and you know what I mean. I mean it's like
Yeah.
And their videos are just like an '80s video. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, of course, it was
Like-
the late '80s and early '90s.
Well, like
when all
Dawkins
that-
breaking the chains. That's the worst video. That's got to be the worst video ever made. Where they're going down the tunnel and they're all.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me hate them.
Did you see that video with Mick Jagger? It was the Rolling Stones, and it was one of their songs from the '90s. There's no audio. It's just
I
them
think I know
dancing.
which one. What about the one when they did Beast of Bird or with what's her name? Bette Midler sang it.
Yeah.
That was awful.
And they're all just dancing and kind of grunting.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
No
fan
audio.
of that. I actually would when I played in this '80s band for a couple years on the road, and I'd be up there singing Cinderella and all the hits, and I would like you ever black out when you're driving.
I try not to.
But
You
you
mean
just-
like when you drive
When
and
you
you
drive,
get
you just
there and
stare
you're
all
just
the time.
like,
You don't remember.
how do I get? Yeah,
I
all
would do
the
that.
time.
I did that all the time doing that because we'd play the same song, the same order every night.
Scared the hell out of my neurologist.
But I would always we'd be in the set. I don't remember any of this. Yeah, it was crazy. So
I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 39 years old, right before I turned 40.
can you drive?
They don't like it when I do, but I do.
They didn't take your driver's license away?
No, because I asked the guy. I was like, "Hey, are you gonna pick me up for work every day? I live like an hour and a half east of town, man, and nobody else is gonna take me to work." He says, "No." I said, "You gonna give me disability?" He says, "I can't do that." I was like, "Well, I can't let you take my license." He says, "I have to work."
They probably could if they wanted to.
Yeah, he actually
cut you a deal, cut you a break.
he felt for me.
I had a
so-
girl that, I was seeing a girl in Dallas at one time. She, her seizures weren't, I used to be an ultrasound and MRI technician.
Okay.
I did it for a long time. I just got sick of taking care of people. Not that I don't like taking care of people. The hospitals and the clinics started treating us so bad.
I worked in a hospice once. I feel you. It's hard.
Yeah, it just when I first started, it was the money was always good. I mean, that was the problem. And I traveled, so I'd be in Monterey,
Right.
California, 65 degrees all year long. So they had to kick me out of there again. But it was great. But I just got tired of it, and they started treating people bad, and overbooking. I got mad when I first started. If I came in at 8 and you had me a patient right at 8, I was mad 'cause that's when I drink my coffee and. First hour, I was drinking coffee and reading the newspaper, but that changed into where they had it stacked all day long, and it just got to be a nightmare. And there's a nursing home around Gore that is like they advertise nationwide, and I don't care if they hear this or not. I don't care what they can't sue me for slander because everything I say is true. I used to work in Southsaw. I worked there a couple of years on the weekends. I worked all weekend. And they were begging with people, and they would just be comatose. They couldn't move. As soon as we gave them some fluids, they were everywhere, just fighting us. So I called like adult protective service on a couple times. But there's some that'll turn you against being a medical person.
I was me and my missus were driving. We were driving from Eufaula to Shakota a few weeks back, and we were driving past this nursing home on Highway 69. And there's this old guy out there in the parking lot trying to fight an orderly, some young girl. And I pulled over. I'm like, Josie was driving. I said, pull over. I said, I gotta help somebody here. This is, and she pulled over, hopped out of the car. I was like, hey, is everything okay? Everything okay? And I felt something that shook my frickin' soul, man. This guy was old man, and he looked at me and says, "They won't let me go home." Oh God, it still makes me cry to this freaking day, man. I'm just like, I feel so bad and compassion for it, because I'm gonna be the same way. I just want to go home.
Sooner than later.
And and they wouldn't let him go because that's the only place he has.
Well, my dad has just, we're going through that now with him, and we knew, me and my sister both knew that, hey, he probably didn't need to be driving, he probably didn't need to be, but we knew this was happening, and for some reason we kind of avoided it until one day he went to the casino in Cola, and he lost his car and tried to walk to my house. And eventually he passed out in the road, and ambulance came. So that was the last day he drove.
Wow.
That's probably been 4 months ago. And since then he's just gone. When we took his car away, he was furious. I mean, he was just mad every day. But he's at my sister's now, and we have to have 24 hours. I mean, it went from him driving around just 4 months ago, driving around at least. He lost like 4 iPhones in like 5 months. So I realized I knew there was going to be a problem, but we avoided it.
Yeah.
And something bad, really bad almost happened to him. But yeah, it's gone from that to 24-hour care. But he's at home still, but we have to have a hospice, or not hospice, but people watching.
That's what worries me, in my life is, like you said, I would leave my house, and I lived about an hour east of town. Take me an hour and 20 minutes to get to work, and it's straight highway the whole time, but I'd get to work, and I'd work from 5 a.m. till like 3 o'clock, so it was, I was the only person on the road, thank God,
But you could have a seizure and kill somebody, right?
I never had a seizure on the road, but I would get to the parking lot and I'd be sitting there and going, how the hell did I get here?
Well, that's one thing that got me when I worked in ER. Every once in a while we wouldn't have a nurse or something like that, so they would have to have me assess everyone. And just wherever I was, mainly when I worked at this 18-bed hospital in California. And these guys lost their Oxycontin out in the Deerwoods one time, and they said, we just came here to get a few Oxycontins. I can't even put you in a room. They had me in a corner.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. That's all I did really with drugs, was deal with drug seekers. But that's not. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, but it's not good. Well, I forgot the point. At least, and I'm not smoking pot. I still forgot.
They always say, how do you stay so calm? I smoke a little bit of pot constantly. Constantly.
Well, okay, so, yeah. So, your band, and I saw you guys were really good. That guitar player was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, that was Mr. Whitley, Gary Whitley. He was a Hall of Fame inductee a couple of weeks before that at the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame.
I'm the type of guy that I usually I don't care about head cutting or who's better or guitar player, but I videoed that guy and I still watch him.
Oh, he's so fun to jam.
Because he wasn't just oddly in it like my Eddie Van Halen thing.
Right.
He wasn't oddly. He was playing he was fast at times and ripping up the fretboard, but he was really soulful and really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like that. So that made I really enjoyed watching him.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite people out of this community.
He had a really nice guitar. He's playing on that. It really helps.
He's got some nice gear.
That's probably out of $4,000 standard. That's probably he's playing.
Oh, probably. Yeah. You see that bass that Selby was playing?
It was a jazz. No, it wasn't a jazz bass.
It's a '63.
It's a jazz
bass.
It's a P bass, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Built by Leo Fender.
It looks pretty nice. Yeah, she has some good gear.
It's that probably 13,000 just for what it's
probably. But my Les Paul is a tribute. It's a 2017 tribute. But I've got a picture of it in the shop with them tuning it up at the last and everything. And maybe by the time I'm can't remember anything, maybe I can get some money out of it when I need it.
Right. I got this Strat here from this cat. He's in Connecticut now. He's a professor of biology at Southern.
Was it painted like that originally?
Yep. They made about 1,000 of these. Each one was completely different. So I've already.
Well, it reminds me of the guy from who was the short-haired guitar player from Def Leppard.
I don't know any of those guys.
One of them's dead. The guy with longer hair is dead. Well, then I'm not a hairband guy, but this is what's so strange is like when Pyromania came out and like that song Photograph. I like listening to that song. Every song, the only song I listened to for a year. Like skipping school, we'd be like 4WD into the creeks and getting stuck in the creek, the car getting flooded. Or, at gym class, supposed to be running miles, and we had people come pick us up and take us back to the hospital. It's just, all that kind of stuff, we were just listening to that song, Photograph, over and over and over again. I can still cover that. I mean, I don't cover it like that. Every once in a while I'll cover, I'll do a night of laughs where I'll cover AC/DC and stuff like that, which I don't sing like that at all. I'll just kind of do, what's that dude that he does Down with Sickness and all that? Richard?
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll do some stuff like that every great once in a while when I'm just really bored. But Richard Cheese.
Yeah, Richard Cheese. He did some great stuff.
That's fine. And that band that was on Starsky and Hutch, those guys, they're on Old School too.
Yeah. Do you know who Mr. Bungle is?
No, I do not.
Mike Patton from Faith No More?
Yes, I do. Okay.
So he does a side thing as Mr. Bungle. And I guess one year he went to the MTV Music Awards, and his music is a little bit different than the new metal that was being featured that year.
Well, I've opened up for them before in Phoenix one time.
Okay.
Well, the band I'm in. So I'm aware. The biggest asshole ever that I ever is that. Remember that little guy named Lizzie Borden that had the remake to? Yeah. He threw some spaghetti at me one time. I was eating off of his buffet. And they told us we could. He goes, have at it. Oh, I forgot. Danger through one of our microphones down one time. Remember them?
Oh yeah.
And that was in Denver.
Man. I tell you, that expression, drop the mic, I see anybody
he's
cheap pipes, man. I'd be mad.
So we were an A-list cover band but we played like Bangles, remember Bangles?
Right.
I think we set the tennis record in Bangles one time.
Oh, wow.
We never wore shirts. One of those, just leather pants and chaps and boots. We were, that's kind of like that band Live, they never wore shirts. The dogs are doing that.
Dogs are barking, it's typical.
Yeah, but that was a crazy deal. And I couldn't let one, because the monitors weren't working for him at sound check, and he just slammed a 58, like a Beta 58. They just slammed as hard as he could. I think it worked after that, but yeah, it wasn't a good deal.
Those who dropped the mic have never gone out and bought the microphone.
Well, I got lucky a couple of weeks ago. Carly, my girlfriend that passed away, I'm friends with her ex-fiance. They were together for like 7 years, and then they've been broke up for 5 years when we got together, and that was 6 years ago. But he's a pawn shop guy, and he shows up at the house one day. He's got a box. He goes, man, you might want to look through some of this stuff. And I don't think you believe me. I found a 58, a 57. Oh. I found a really nice studio, an AKG studio mic in there. Dude, there was tons of just 20 feet, 10 feet.
Oh, wow.
Low piece cable. I think I paid $200 for all of it.
Man,
I just couldn't believe he was going for it.
I got a deal like that a while back. This microphone with this setup.
Yeah, I don't think my mic that I got from it's green and it's got gold.
I got this Nady MSM dual ribbon mic.
That's nice.
I had a whole bag of stuff. I got a mixer with it. Probably 2 miles of XLR cables and instrument cables, a MIDI processor. I got what's this? I don't even have it up here. This thing here, but I don't have FireWire. It was an 8 input.
Yeah.
I got all of this great gear from an old friend of mine, coworker I worked with.
And he knew what it was worth, right?
Oh yeah, and he gave it all to me for $200.
Well, this guy he had like 3 or 4 interfaces, and I didn't know. I would have taken one of them was running, but I didn't have the cables for it. So I don't want to buy those cables because if he would have had them, I said, I'd just switch my interface out. But he had so much cool stuff, and he just came. He came up there. Supposedly, so I got a new. That last time I hired those guys that played with me at a big show, I hired for the Texas State Fair.
Oh wow!
And so it cost me $3,200. So I said, I'm tired of this. So I got a pedal board. I got a drum. Because I wanted. When you get out there and you're just playing acoustic all night, it gets really boring. Especially my stuff, because all my stuff is depressing. I'm not when I write, I get more of an influence out of being depressed or stuff like my girlfriend dying or
Well, you gotta speak
becoming
with your
middle-aged.
music.
I had a guy in Key West write this thing on me. He said I was really talented, but he felt like killing himself after he saw me. I said, "Whoa! I don't think anyone's gonna be out here tomorrow."
Oh, hey Connor. Hey everybody. This kid last night at the show, a little 16-year-old kid named Connor.
You played a
Helms.
show last night?
He came up there to the Blues Club. His mom brought him in. This guy really wants to come up here and play. He's played all over the place. He walked in with a homemade guitar that he had made.
He from the ground up.
Old, from the ground up.
Okay.
And
Nice pickups. Though.
Autographed by Buddy Guy, nice pickups, and he got to play with Buddy
Yeah.
Guy, all this stuff, and we're all looking at him like, Gets up on stage and does all this stuff, and then he starts singing, and I looked at his mom, I said, who hurt this kid? He was singing blues like a 70-year-old colored man, it was like he was hurting.
Well, you can give him my number, and because I produce, I've got a studio. So,
Yeah, he
I'll give you a cut. We can treat him like they treat us. I'm just kidding, man. If you want my number, and you want to come record for free, just to sing, you got to sing my songs, of course, because that's how I get my end out of it.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Since I've become middle aged and my girlfriend passed away, I've been writing my best stuff. But
how old are you now?
I am 52.
Okay, wow.
I don't dye my hair either.
I hope I look this good when I'm 52. I'll be 47 this year.
Well, you're gonna be there quick before you know it.
Oh,
You
I
notice
know.
how it's going by really quick now.
Goes by faster and faster every day.
Yeah, it's not very. At first, you just, when am I going to be able to drive the car?
Yeah, I don't
When am I
like
going to
it.
be able to? Well, when I was 18 in Oklahoma, you could buy beer, and so the first year I was 18, you could still buy beer. You couldn't buy liquor. And the next
Right.
year they made it 19. The next year they made it 20. The next year they made it 21. So that's how they did it. But you could buy beer in Oklahoma when you were 18.
wow.
Used to good.
Now I was drinking beer probably at 14.
I was one of the guys that would act like I was drinking beer to be cool, and I'd throw it out in the woods, and they would hear it that it still had beer in it. They won't get mad.
Now acid was the first drug that I did. I did that at 13.
I think I went to see this band called Rated X in Poto one time. This is my first really experience seeing a really good cover band. And these guys were from LA, and they were driving across country, and the van broke down, so they stopped in Poto. And there's an old bar there in Monroe, that old highway that's in Monroe. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
And it was called the Rojo Club or something like that. And it was one of them places where you had to take your liquor in there, and they charged you to put a little coke in it and make it put some ice in it.
Right.
And that's the first time I got really drunk, and I threw up that night. And but that band, I remember those guys. They were playing all that stuff back in the day, Cinderella and all that stuff, And yeah, it was an experience. That was the first time I really. And then I think I didn't smoke. I never smoked pot in high school. I didn't do any drugs in high school.
I didn't really smoke pot in high school. I went to a really small school out in the middle of nowhere, and I had city friends that I hung out with like once or twice a month. But other than that, I lived on a farm. My nearest neighbor a mile and a half away.
Did you have to milk the cow?
No, we didn't have any cows, but we had chickens and pigs and a lot of horses.
I had chickens at one time, but when you could still sell them to Mexicans, or I'm not being to be racist, or I'm not racist, but Mexicans like to buy fighting chickens.
Oh yeah.
Because they like to buy them, they had their little things.
Oklahoma and New Mexico is the only place
Well, they
I've
shut
really
it down
seen
here
fighting
now.
chickens.
They still shut it.
You can still do it in New Mexico. I got a lot of friends in
I
Texas.
gotta get over
Drive over there and do that.
But I had a cow. I had a cow one time. And I had to shoot it because it was born. And I had to fool my daughter because I didn't want her to know I shot this cow. So I had to go out there and find one like it, kind of, and bring it back, put it in the garage. And that's where I kept it, because I knew I was going to have to shoot this thing. And I didn't want her to know that I shot it. So I said, his name was Phil. She named him Phil. So I said, this is Phil. She didn't really believe me. And then she said she would rate those fighting chickens. She would get them out of the incubator, and she'd tell me their names. This is Fighter. This is Killer. This is Ass Kicker. And I don't say And then they look the same they always look the same. They never really change.
Right.
And she would see them run across. There goes Ass Kicker, and there goes Killer. And
My mom and dad name all their chickens, and they can tell. They can tell which ones are which, and they probably have probably 20 chickens at a time. So there's not too many of them.
yeah. So let's talk about Nashville traffic.
Yeah, Nashville. How
The last time I was there this week, I had great. I've got an attorney now. He's really nice. He's kind of older than, my manager, Tim. He's 27 now. I don't think he's watched this very. Tim's he's kind of pudgy, but he's 27, and he says what he thinks. And the last video, I think the video for a song called "Strange" that was on my last album. His secretary Lily was in it. She's a really nice young girl. She's really attractive. And she danced around, she was telling me that, Tim really was freaking me out the other night when he had me dance around that light box. He started loosening his tie up and drinking beers. I said, whoa. Yeah, Tim's a nice guy, like I said. The first time I started, I played in a bunch of cover bands. I played on this and I'm not saying I never could work with somebody, but every time I did work with someone, it never went anywhere. It was like, it always took me like doing my thing for something to happen. I don't know why. I'm not, when we play guitar together today, I'm not a fret master. I'm not someone that's just going to amaze you by my technical skills.
Right. I feel the same way. I just like to change.
Well, now, your technical skills are better than mine, but I know theory, and I have perfect pitch, and I can write music. I mean, I don't sit down and say, I'm going to write a song today. I hear it in my head, so I know what the key is because it was in my head. So I pretty much the only thing, and I know the chorus because that's what I hear. So I pretty much just have to sit down and write the verses, and that's what I hate to do. But I do okay doing that.
Do you write it down when you're writing music? Do you write?
I record it now. I just record the beat because I won't hear the way the song goes. I won't, because when you're doing I'm kind of like even though I don't really like the Beatles that much, never have, but I come from the Beatles, the way that they wrote songs. You got your intro, bridge, chorus, and there's always the chorus has always got to be hookish to where you're going to remember it.
Right.
That's how I write songs. But I didn't listen to the Beatles and say I'm going to write songs like that. That's just the way it was for me. And then someone told me that one day, and I don't know about this Tom Petty thing with me. Why people say I sound like him? I love Tom Petty, but I never tried to be like Tom Petty or anything like that. Like I told you, Pyromania, my influence as a kid, Rick Springfield.
Fair enough.
It's kind of embarrassing, but I love, like Jesse's Girl was probably the first song that I listened to over and over and over again. And Queen, The Game, when the album that has Another Life of Dust song.
Yeah.
That was another album that I listened to over and over.
I like the Weird Al Yankovic version of that song.
I will never write a gimmick song. I don't know why that I feel like Limp Bizkit and Do It All for the Nookie wants me. I want to punch that guy. What's his name? The guy that Fred Durst?
Not Fred. Yes, I think it is.
I can't stand him. And when that guy Aaron, what's his name from
Aaron
I'm
Lewis.
on the outside.
Yeah, Aaron Lewis.
I don't like that song. I can play that song. I've covered it a bunch when I still play cover bands, but when Fred Durst gets up there and starts his shit, it just makes me want to like inject him with like some poison or something.
I have a hard time writing lyrics. I sing lyrics, like if I come home on my lunch break and it's just me at the house, and I got 30 minutes to kill, I work 3 blocks away. So, I got 15 minutes to kill by the time I, eat, use the bathroom, whatever. I come in here and it's my therapy. I just play something.
I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, this is when I get lost in them. Okay, you don't try to, when I'm usually writing lyrics, I'm not trying to be cool. I say what I think, and I don't try to say anything cool. But sometimes when I'm writing something, I can't come up with anything. I just start off the top of my head the coolest phrase I can think of. Like there's one in that song I'm Waiting. The sun chased me away from the stars. The moon told me not to try so hard. I like that. I'll think of something like that and I'll just write it down. And then I get all these phrases that I've written down and then I'll put them into a song. And that's only if I'm desperate. And I never build songs. I usually hear them and I write them like that. But every once in a while, like my last album, I was two songs short with a deadline coming up. So I actually went to the studio and I just like built them. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now how does that work when you go into a studio or with a contract and say you got to have this many songs on your album?
I don't really have to do it like that. I have a time limit, and there's a guy in Portsmouth, and he's not. No one really knows who he is, and this is another thing about that town that I just don't understand because they've all heard my stuff come from this guy, and other than that band Hillbilly Vegas, I went to high school with those guys. I know them really well. I mean, they're on tour with Ted Nugent right now, right?
Oh, nice.
But other than them, I'm probably the only other national type acts going on. So people will hear my stuff, and I put his name out there all the time. Dave Axelrod. I've said it many times, and no one's, and I don't know what to do. He's the guy on the drums. I use a lot of drum samples, so probably about 20% of my stuff. But most of my stuff is live, it's with electric drums because it's a pain in the ass to record drums. You know that.
Yep.
So we have an electric kit that so most of our stuff. So he's a fantastic drummer. You've heard the drummer on my stuff.
Yeah.
He can produce. He's the best sound engineer I've ever been around. He knows recording software and programs in the back of his hand. And I'm out there. You know, you see I've got 5,600 followers on one list and 1,000 on another, and 2,000, 3,000 on another. I'm out there just pushing him. He's had 2 calls, and neither one of them showed up.
Damn.
So that blows my mind. And he's not one of these guys. Let me tell you something about music. There's nothing for free. Everything they give you, you have to pay. They might not tell you right away, but anything you sign, you know what? You ain't got any money right now. We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay for your, all the money it costs you to travel around. And they're gonna pay for it then, but you're gonna pay it back.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't ever take advances unless you have to. I've got to go to Chicago, Austin, Orlando, all these dates, and I'm going to have to try them all. But I will not take their money. They'll really get you then.
That's a heck of a drive, going to all these places.
Another thing is, if you're talented, and I don't even know how much you got to be talented. If you can write songs and you look a certain way, you're in good shape because they can get people. I don't use any studio musicians. I play everything on my albums. I play it. I play all the bass parts, all the guitar parts. Dave plays that. If I don't sample them at all, I sample them a lot. If I don't have a drummer, anything keyboard, I usually have to get a studio guy. And there's been a couple times where I've had to send off stuff to Nashville when they've got a studio guy to play drum parts for me. And the first time it happened, we're going to cover this for you, or we'll take care of it. They didn't say that we'll cover this for you. They said, we'll take care of this. And that's all Nashville.
It's all like a wording.
It's my, yeah. They didn't say we're going to take care of this money wise. They said we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And then they tell me, hey, guess what? Because Tim and me, Carly was still alive. Tim and I was playing down the street. And he was hungry. Tim's a little, he's hungry. He's ready to eat. And he's pulling there, right there on that parking place, right there. And Carly laid over to me and goes, that parking place costs $350. So she got the thing on it. So. That's how I paid for that drummer.
All right.
And I told Tim, said, well, you owe me. I said, Tim, you owe me $350 for that freaking parking place that night. He said you paid for it. And he goes, well, remember that thing I told you when I take care of the drummer, where he said he'd take care of it? That was more than that, but I wouldn't pay the rest of it. I mean, it's like $600 for like a couple hours.
Dang.
Studio guy. So I try to pay for everything yourself if you can. People now I don't know let's step away from them. I don't know their deal with Ted Nugent. But most bands now, if you're an opening band, you're a national act, you're gonna, you have to pay them like $1,200 a show, or $1,000 a show, $600 a show. So people usually pay their headliner to open up for them now.
Oh wow!
If you're talented and you've got songs, and you think if you go do that. And I'm not kidding. I mean,
so you're paying the headliner to.
You're paying the headliner to go. Now I've never done that because there's this guy named Gary Lee that I did. He's in Nashville, and I opened up for him like 4 shows, and they paid my expenses and paid for me to fly out there, and I somehow, I don't know how this happened, but I only ended up having to pay them back for my airfare.
Wow.
And I was making, I think I paid 30 minutes, they paid me $1,000, okay? So it wasn't that, I didn't lose money on the deal, but now, and that was 2 years ago, so now it's the point that I've heard that someone around here that is opening up for a national is paying $1,200 a show to open up for them.
Wow. And
that blows my mind.
Now I heard there's also places in Nashville that are almost like call centers where people are just writing music.
Yeah, I mean, I've done. I mean, I do that. You ever heard? I forgot about that website's name. This guy will call me. He's like from Pakistan, He'll tell me he'll ask me, he'll say what they want the song written about, and then I'll just whip one out for him real quick. He's probably making, I don't know, $200 a song. He gives me like $25.
Like Fiverr or something like
But
that?
that's it. And another thing I don't do is I don't create bands. I don't, my publicist company, I have a publicist. I'll even tell you, I don't mind telling you, I won a thing on Reverb Nation, and it was a package from this publicity company.
Okay.
And this guy, his name is Alex Shimoski, and he's semi-famous. He's a great musician, but he can't even make it. And he's well known in the music world. When you can get Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, and all these people just on your bird to write a complete thing about an artist. Like my next album, when it comes out, I'm guaranteed 2 full-page things. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to do Rolling Stones, but Pitchfork has agreed to do it. Okay, so I'm going to have a complete page article in Pitchfork.
Oh, wow.
So this is how well known this guy is, and they'll take his word on something like that, because he actually secures that before he's heard you. He's not some.
Right.
He's not. There's a lot of these companies that if you pay them, that it doesn't matter what you sound like. they're gonna put you out there on their platform. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And they're gonna say they're gonna do all this other stuff for you. Well, Alex, he'll send you a thing. Guarantee you can't just call Alex and say, I will pay you this, and they're going to take you on. You have to be someone that they discover or something like that. You don't get anything for free, ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
But if they believe in you, they will take you on, because if you do this and that helps them. There's probably a back thing. This is the first time I've had a publicist. So I'm kind of ignorant on that too, so maybe he's fooling me in some way. I don't know.
I mean, it's something that's interesting.
But since I've used him, he secured me, and I know this because I've heard from these people that are going to write these articles have called me, and I think I've got to meet one of them. I've got to meet one of them in Northwest Arkansas at that airport. We're going to meet at a hotel or something. I've got to meet one in Oklahoma City, and they're actually going to come meet me and do the articles. I think I'm supposed to get 4, but he's got 2 secured, and I tell you what, Reverb Nation, I paid them $20 a month, $19.99, and they do my website. And
Really?
And they pitch you. They don't pitch you, but it says, hey, so and so is this on the free with Reverb Nation membership, and that's how I've won 3 of those things or not.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I have. Actually, that's how I've got to the last 5 years. That's how I've got one. It's basically from just a web page. So I pay $20 a month.
I wouldn't mind looking into that myself. I have a lot of different genres and styles that I do. I'm in a blues band now, and thankfully it's.
Well, you got
up
two people in the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame that you're playing with.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
And
that's always something nice to have on your resume.
yes, the people I get to play with here in Oklahoma.
That guitar. I mean, I think I don't remember her name, the bass player.
Sylvie
And
Manor.
that wasn't the best mix. I mean, like I told you, I had trouble. She wasn't featured enough in the mix that day. And being where y'all were playing, that doesn't surprise me at all.
One of the best mixes that I've heard in Oklahoma, or heard around this area, has been the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in Muskogee. I work with the sound guy's mom, Mr. Prince, as their sound guy there, and he's just a kid, but he knows what the heck he's doing.
There's a place in North Tulsa. I can't remember his name. It used to be a pool hall. And it's probably been 10 years ago. I played there one night. And I mean, I'm talking. This is what I blew the mill. I played the whiskey. And I mean, this mix he had in the monitors and the mix out front. Well, people told me it was just phenomenal. Now, of course, now I use the ear mix, where you can use. Like I was watching this thing about this band that they spent over $20,000 on their backstage mix. They had a guy mixing backstage on their monitors. That's how important it is to them. They had all. But I spent less than $100 on my ear, the things that go in my ear,
Right.
and a wireless thing that plugs in, and it's so much better than stage because you don't have feedback problems. It's just
Right.
it's night and day. If you can hear yourself, you're always going to perform better.
Yeah.
And it gets you to that level.
Yeah.
Like when I record, like when I first work. Let's talk. You want to talk about the ghost thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote a song called Carly that's on my last album. And Carly always told me, when Carly was still alive, she always, I hate that song. She would just tell me, I found it on her phone. And she was the type of person that by God, as much as I could promote her, you know, she was a model. She was a model. She was when it came to making money. She could take $100 and have $10,000 by the end of the week. She could make money. I mean, when she passed away, I don't know what was in her account, but I mean, the kids. She told the kids to save code, the code to save. But I would find like a couple $1,000s in the room, and they wanted to. We wanted to be rich. They tell me and stuff like that. I mean, she just had. She could make money like you wouldn't believe. What was the point? I don't go. So she. One night I was playing at this festival, and so I was making up some radio ads, and I thought, well, I'll play this on Carly Quinn's radio ads because that album was out, and I wasn't doing guitar, I was doing vocals. So my strap goes across my right shoulder anyway. On my left shoulder, and I thought of everything I could think of. Something either pulled my shirt on my left shoulder really hard or slapped me on the shoulder. I don't know what it was, but I know something touched me. And I was alone in that house. I wasn't drunk and I wasn't high. And I sat outside for 45 minutes. And me and her would listen to Ghost. She had a friend murdered in Fort Smith who stabbed to death by a boyfriend. And he worked for us. So after she died, we would be on that Ghost app every night and trying to talk to them. Stuff like that. And so I can totally see her trying to scare the shit out of me.
I've seen some weird stuff out there. I just don't know what way it went.
So she was the type that, like I was talking about when your girlfriend came in here earlier and shut the door. She said she used the dogs as an excuse. And I said, she's probably just sick of listening to you play. Because and I'm one of these guys that when I've got an album coming out, I listen to nothing but those songs on that album.
Right.
And I'll go back and change stuff on them till my very last moment. I'll go back and do stuff on them. But she was, I don't know if you read this thing that I posted. That she was. I came home from California because my parents were starting to get sick and a couple other issues. And I was in a situation where I had to sell my guitar.
Oh, God.
I didn't have a guitar or even pick up a guitar for 6 years. She was a longtime friend, and we ran into each other. And I guess we hung out a couple of weeks, probably smoking pot, drinking, and watching baby. She had two young children, so she probably, I can get this son of a bitch to babysit these kids for me. I don't know, but we ended up a couple, and she went, one day I came home, she knew that I guess we talked about it, and she knew I missed it. And so I came home one day and she had bought me like, it was one of the, remember, you know what Oscar Schmidt?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, the one thing about an Oscar Schmidt guitar, they're not the most expensive guitars in the world, but they stay in tune. They have straight necks and they stay in tune. So she bought me, and I think she tricked me into that somehow, how she...
They're made by Takamine.
I didn't know who made them, but I know this when I was a guitar, I used to work as a guitar. There's a place in
Nation.
It was in Springdale City Limits, but it's right there between where University in Fayetteville, University and Thompson. So, it's University until you get Springdale and Thompson. It's right there on the border. Just teach guitar up there. That's where I actually talked to Seymour Duncan and met Joe Walsh the same day.
Oh, wow.
Seymour Duncan called me, "Hey Dave, this is Seymour Duncan. I got Joe Walsh up there. He's looking for such and such guitar or such and such pickups or whatever. Can you help him out?" And I said, "Yeah, I had this." So Joe Walsh came in and got. Then I didn't even know who he was when he paid for it.
Oh wow!
I had someone goes, "You know who that was?" And then I had to go back and look at his signature. So
oh wow!
He not only did he call me and tell me he was coming, then I didn't recognize him. It was when the Kate brothers had their. Remember the Kate brothers were having their party when they retired.
Oh yeah.
And Joe Walsh was a friend of theirs was up there. So anyway,
wow.
To get off that, what was the point?
Ghost.
Well, anyway, I don't know, man. I mean, this Carly thing is. I mean, it's been 14 months, and it's every song on my last two albums is about it, and. I don't know. I feel, like I said, I quit taking the medication, but taking it again. I talk to her for hours every night. I forget she's dead. She's one of these people that she made everything special. You could be like going for a walk and she could make it like the most special thing in the world type person. So anyway, yeah, she was something. 3. Oh. Anyway, but she got me to playing again. I played in Pete York's band out there. I did some stuff for Nuts, a band. I don't know if you guys remember Nuts Enough. They were on the Tonight Show. Remember Paul? What was the guy that played
Paul
keyboard?
Schaefer?
This is what was so cool about the night I saw Enough's Enough with those guys. Is Paul was playing keyboards, and the drummer from Enough's Enough actually went and played guitar, and Paul Schaefer's drummer was the whole band. Dave's whole band played the song called "Baby Loves You."
Oh, wow.
Do you remember that song? It's off their
Yeah,
CD album. I could cover that song. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I still cover a lot of this kind of stuff, but no one knows who it is. So Donnie had some issues where he had to go to rehab, and they called me up, and I filled in for him for 5 shows. I had a great time. There's a guy from Chicago named Monaco that plays guitar, and then he took over singing. This guy, he sounded just like Donnie. I mean, you couldn't really tell the
wow.
difference. But you know who Donnie is. You know
Yeah.
Donnie's great, a great singer, great songwriter. That was a really good band.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they were a nice band, they had like a Beatles. They do have a Beatles feel to them, don't they?
Yep. Paul Schaefer is one of my favorite musicians out there. He's the guy that put all that stuff together for the Blues Brothers.
Right, and he did.
Yeah.
He was in Spinal Tap.
Yep.
Remember, Kick This Ass for a Man.
It goes to
Yeah, he was really. Paul Schaefer's a great musician. He's a great showman.
Fantastic.
But he had a great band. So anyway, that's the last time. Donnie and them just kind of they ended up with. I mean, they're having to play. They're like most people. The music industry is like. I don't know what you'd say, but it's almost like they're robbing you, and they are. I mean, like I was looking at my streams the other day, and it was like 17,000 of them, and I think I got paid less than $100 for them.
Wow.
And like I told you, my European stuff I get paid more. But Tim gets my checks before I do, and he takes his part out. So
I used to do a little bit of electronica music, not so much, nothing like that, but more down tempo, chill out type stuff.
see, I don't mind that stuff at all. I kind of like it.
I had 63 songs on acidplanet.com.
Yeah.
And it was for the users of Acid Pro 7. I used that to make a lot of my music with at the time. And I didn't get on that website for about 2 years because I got busy with life
So
and
you
doing
sold
things.
your royalties worth.
The website doesn't exist anymore. I lost all that music. It's on a hard drive somewhere in the universe.
Did you have royalties coming?
No. But after that, my uncle calls me up about eight or 9 years ago, and he says, "Hey, I'm listening to one of your songs on the radio right now."
The radio
over in the UK.
And when I finally knew that maybe I'd gone national, when they were telling me I had, is I walked into a Walmart in Springdale, and I heard one of my songs on the intercom. I said, "Wow, maybe it is true."
Wow.
But no, I just my European stuff is I make more money up there. I've got a really good friend, and he's from Ireland. He's from Dublin, actually. His name is Brian Gilligan, and I met him one time when I was in Europe, and he's the coolest guy. He's a stage actor, but he was on Britain's Got Talent.
Oh wow.
And but what cracks me up, if you're on YouTube, go and look at Brian Gilligan. He's a great musician. He's great. He's a really good actor. He's funny as hell. But he actually almost won Britain's Got Talent. But
oh wow.
Yeah. So they bought some songs from me and from Steve, from actually Tim, and it was awful. But but the thing he actually almost won Britain's Got Talent with, right? He got to the quarterfinals. He did that song from A Star Is Born, that one she's doing it the last after he died.
Yeah.
And he was singing that range and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's really talented, but I mean, it depends on. The point being is, it depends. Depends on the type of musician you are for what kind of song you want to do, I guess.
Fair enough.
Like I couldn't play Cinder. I couldn't do Queen's Rock. There's no way. I could play the parts, but I couldn't sing it. There's no
Oh
way.
yeah, that guy.
And Jeff Tate's the only guy that I hate that style of singing, but I like Jeff Tate. I love Jeff Tate.
Jeff Tate can sing.
I know he can sing, but I say if I heard anyone else do who's someone like Dio. I think Ronnie Dio. I met him before. He was a really cool guy before he died. I mean,
I almost got to see him in concert. I was caller number 9 on the radio station.
Yeah.
I knew the name of the song. I had all the information.
Rainbow in the Dark or something like that.
And yeah, it wasn't Rainbow in the Dark. What was it? I can't even remember.
I've got some friends that they opened up for him one time. They're telling me he's like a really nice guy.
The radio DJ didn't believe my name was my name.
Really?
He said, we need somebody with a real name. Click, hung up on me, and made fun of me to the next caller and gave them the tickets.
Really?
I didn't listen to that radio station
I'm sure that
since.
was a great call. Well, here's another weird thing. Is one night I'm in Dallas. No, I'm actually in Tulsa. And there used to be this place called the Baja Beach Club. No, that was in Arlington. Wait a minute. There's a place in Tulsa on Memorial, way down on Memorial, like almost into like 91st, something like that. The Ocean Club, somewhere like down there. And it's not the Ocean Club, but it's a place across the street from the Ocean Club that has this like a Jamaican type vibe, or like the hut, straw huts.
Yeah.
I walk in there and I was, man, those guys are covering Night Ranger like you, man. That's one of the best covers I've ever heard a band do. I said, man, that guy looks just like Brad Gillis. I didn't pay a cover. It's freaking Night Ranger.
Oh, wow.
But seeing Brad Gillis, in my opinion, Zach Wallace is a talented guy, but Brad Gillis and Smokestack, wow.
I saw Eddie Money that way, just downtown Denver. Just
walked in
into
here.
the place.
I mean,
There's
that's
Eddie Money
so
up on stage.
crazy. No cover.
Yeah, no cover, no nothing. It was a free concert.
I said, man, that's the best Night Ranger cover I've ever heard anyone do. Tommy Shaw wasn't there, because that was back when I think he had his band with Ted Nugent. It was the Damn Yankees.
Yeah, damn Yankees.
Ted Nugent, I like Ted, but I never liked the guys he had playing with him. I never got the whole, apparently someone got it, because he's where he is, but
Yeah.
I never got the whole raccoon tail swinging around type thing. I never got the, I don't know, because when you think about it, I used to, when I was in San Diego, all these people that thought I was awesome, it was like this poet type coffee house type of people. And when I was playing acoustics, and the minute I did something that was not that, they let me have it, But they're just as cliquish as everyone else. They don't realize that, but they think you can't really have all that and be artistic, David. And you're playing like a band like if I'm not playing, if you're gonna play covers, you gotta play like I don't know, Weezer or some kind of crap like that.
I was in a cover band for 8 years, and we did B-sides. So we didn't do any top 40 covers. However, the B-sides that we did, we're gonna play this song, like Isle of Wight, 1978, on this album. That's how we're gonna play the song this time and every time. That's how I learned it. So that's what we did. It ruined me for going to open jams anytime after that. It took me years.
Kind of like a person singing karaoke every weekend. It would ruin them for going to open jams. If anyone out there is a singer and you want to somehow play in a real band, and stop going to karaoke, dude.
Yeah.
It'll mess you up.
Go to karaoke to have fun, not to try to find a band.
If you go to karaoke, you just go to make fun of some people that can't sing, and which I'm not. You know what? I take that back, because anyone that's brave enough to get up there doesn't deserve to be made fun of.
I agree with that, because I support everybody that gets up there, because we had this talk last week. I get stage fright.
I don't
all the time.
Get stage fright. I'm kind of scared about this award show in January. Being on Spike TV, I'm just kind of scared about that.
That's pretty cool, being on Spike TV, man. That's.
Man, if you heard, the song that I'm going to play on the show, they get 90% of everything.
They get 90%?
Dude, they look at.
How are they getting 90%?
Well, like the opening acts opening charging you $1,200 open up, or the headliner charging you $1,200. You play anywhere on the Sunset Strip or any place big in Los Angeles, you're paying that. You're not going to play it. They're not going to pay you to play it, because they look at it like
promotional.
They look at it like if you're just average, you're going to get something big's going to happen for you. It probably would. So that's how they're looking at it. They want a lot for that. So that's penciled in. It's not 100%. The things I am going to be at Austin City Limits early next year, and I'm really looking forward to that, because I remember watching that show as a kid.
Oh yeah, me too. Austin City Limits is great.
I've been there before. I opened up for a guy named Charlie Sexton, and I remember him from like 1983. That song "Beat So Lonely" with that hair. Remember his hair was. He had an English girlfriend, that really sexy English girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he was so cool. But no one liked him really. No one really knew. It was the college people. You had Styx and Charlie Sexton. No one would care about Charlie. He's a great guitar player. His brother was a really good guitar player. He was in the Archangels actually.
Okay.
And Jimmy Vaughn was in the Arcade.
Yeah.
Charlie, I think Charlie would. I think Charlie's vocal was definitely the guy that played harmonica. He was kind of like the main vocalist in the Hurricanes, right? But if you listen to Those About to Fall, that's Charlie singing. Man, he's a pretty talented vocalist also.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, so I know Charlie. I've never hung out with Charlie, but I talked to him a lot, and he's a really cool guy. But he's I guess he's one of my heroes. I guess. I mean,
nice.
Because when he plays guitar, it's another hitting does solos. It's another tasteful type guy. Now on Beat So Lonely, he'll get a hold of that Miami bar, and he better have a Floyd Rose on, a top of the line Floyd Rose on. He's hitting it so hard, but yeah, I guess if I had to say, he's one of my big influences. I don't know how we got to talk about Charlie Sexton, but he's a huge influence.
The Austin City Limits.
When is
that?
I don't know the exact date on it. It just got. They'll call me every once in a while when they think I'm getting discouraged. You give me and throw me a bone, tell me, and give me the schedule. You know, put because they only give me a schedule like every 2 months in advance.
Oh wow!
And so there'll be a lot of times I'll be saying something. I played in Austin at the Continental Club not too long ago, and they didn't tell me where they played. I don't know if they think I'm gonna call down and try to. Hey, screw those guys. I want you to deal directly with me. I don't know what. Sometimes I feel like they think like that. I really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't tell me till sometimes till like a couple weeks before.
It's going to be for this album? You just
no,
released?
that's done. I've already done that, and it was to. This is also another thing about Weird. This is you can buy that. My new album called September. You can purchase it right now on my website. You can buy it all, buy every bit of it. But it didn't come out on the. And then I thought it was going to come out on first because that was still me thinking for myself, but. Alex called me and said, "Dude, we don't do it like that. We don't really put out that many albums anymore." He goes, "I want you to get 2 singles ready." So the whole album's ready. You know, so we're gonna Dave, the guy that produces for me, Enforcement, the best producer probably in this area that no one calls. He's gonna master it again for me because every time you get a group of songs, you don't just throw them out there because none of them are recorded exactly at the same dB.
Right.
So you gotta have a mastering program. You put them on there and they get it all straightened out for you. You know, get everything about the same level.
Right.
So, and they get it starts about the same time, and that's really important. I guess it's important. I don't know if kids today realize how important it is because no one listens to a whole album anymore, do they?
I haven't bought an album or a CD by itself, and
I haven't bought any music. And I mean, single. I mean, I have one. I saw it on Spotify.
I pay for Spotify, and I'll listen to a whole album. If I have a guest on the show that has an album out, I'll listen to the whole thing. I'll listen to whatever they have out, you know, front to back, you know, just to hear it all. And but going out and purchasing an album, like if or just listening on Spotify, if I'm listening to say Allman Brothers, I'll skip through the songs because they got a lot of great songs, but I only want to hear this one or that one.
Who's your favorite band from back in the day? Like, let's say early 70s.
Pink Floyd.
Someone told me I sound like Pink Floyd. I don't know who.
David Gilmour to me is one of my favorite guitar players, and I don't play like him because I'm just not near that good, but he can tell a story with a bend.
Well, he's not.
You know,
that's what my point. That's how I like him too. But going back to my point is, you're never going to hear David Gilmour oddly in a way. Now, when I do that, I'm not saying I'm not cutting down Eddie Van Halen. I'm against everyone trying to be Eddie Van Halen. That pisses me off.
Be your own sound.
Exactly, and if you could sound like that guy, he's famous in Korea.
Yeah.
His name was something I couldn't pronounce probably, but they call him Hank. And he got mad at me for playing. He got so mad at me playing with pool. I just was playing pool with this girlfriend, just playing pool with her. And he came back. He left the pub and came back like 2 seconds before the show. He was teaching me a lesson. Yeah, I wouldn't. And Koreans that are wealthy. Now I don't know this about it, but I was told this by some of Hank's friends that they think they're above everyone else. You know, I mean, we were playing something in West Virginia, like West Virginia. I remember this because I had to play Country Roads. That's a big song. Make sure you play Country Roads because that's our song right here. Thank God that was one of the first songs I learned to play guitar.
Oh wow, okay.
So anyway, he was a fantastic. That was a guy that could all he wanted because he could do it just like it every time.
Oh wow.
I mean, you think this like Eruption? You think Eruption's cool? Go back and listen to Fair Warning.
Right.
It blows it all away. You want to play some music or
What the heck's happening here? Oh, there we go. Did you
See
take
that? We were serious stuff.
Yeah, that's all right. We've gone 10 minutes over. That's okay. Let's get up and play a song.
We've been talking an hour.
Yep.
Well, anyway, so there's nothing. I came here to promote myself and because you're a good friend of mine now, I think.
Well, yeah, man. I've enjoyed it tremendously.
Well, I had a good
enjoy
time.
our conversation.
I said I wasn't going to pay $30 to get in there for an hour at that club. I said I even offered him $15. I said, dude, I'm going to be here about an hour to watch this one band. Can I pay $15? And he said, nope, can't do it. And I said, well, I'll get him to come let me in for free then.
We left there, and then we came back to Renniesville and played another song or another
set.
show at Renniesville at the Blues Hall of Fame.
Dude, I've got to come through one way. Even though, I like Stevie Ray Vaughan a bunch. It broke my heart when he got killed. But there's this guy in Dallas. I lived in Dallas for a lot of years. There's this guy in Dallas, Mike Runner. He's on the radio station. He used to have a band in Austin. And Stevie Ray Vaughan came to try it out for his band. But he was too bluesy for them. So they didn't hire him.
My mom and dad used to hang out with Stevie Ray before I was born.
But he was, I think he put a gram of coke in his coffee every morning for a while. Something like that, like a gram of coke he poured in his coffee every morning.
Huh.
I've never really done much cocaine, so I really don't know.
I've never paid for much cocaine in my life.
Let's see.
I did a lot back in the 90s.
I've never. You hear me?
Yep. Can you not hear you?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I'm used to it in the studio. I had to really run off. So you want to do Nashville first? Nashville?
Nashville what?
Song Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
This song, Paulie and me, my girlfriend that passed away, we were in Nashville last October, and what really pissed me off, her intended some mushrooms on me, and I was having to drive. I had to play then drive home. And Nashville, when you're at the intersection on the strip, you got to go way over here to get straight back on the road. So, and they're laughing and jumping around the car.
Oh.
So this song. And then it was Halloween weekend, so we had, and the boys, when we drove home, I was driving at night. I don't want to drive during the day, the heat.
Yeah.
But one thing about Nashville, the traffic is 24/7.
Oh.
And then Memphis, and then it was 24/7. Then I hit Little Rock right at rush hour, right in the morning. So it wasn't. It was a terrible ride home. But anyway, so this song is about the last time me and Carly went to Nashville together, and we were driving home. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the highway of Tennessee, I remember everything. The sun was shining. Caught you laughing at me. Boys at the back and they're playing. I remember you smiling. Now I have nothing. These memories give me just a little something. And we're driving in the dark. The night breaks our hearts. You're holding my hand on the way home from Nashville. Driving in the dark. The night breaks our hearts. You're holding my hand on the way home from Nashville. Caught myself staring at you. Moonlight's turned you blue. The boys whispered to me that they love you. think we've finally seen the light. It's just the sunrise. We're driving in the dark. The night breaks our hearts. Holding my hand on the way home from Nashville. We're driving in the dark. The night breaks our hearts. You're holding my hand as we drive home from Nashville. Throw it out. I hope you forgive me, 'cause I forgive you for everything. And we're driving in the dark. The night breaks our hearts. You're holding my hand as we drive home from Nashville. We're driving in the dark. Night breaks our hearts. You hold my hand as we drive over Nashville. Yeah, it's Nashville. Cool.
That was nice.
So I don't know. This song, if I screw the word, because this song I actually just recorded. A lot of times I'll record songs I don't know the lyrics. There's been times when I built songs I couldn't even play them. So, and actually the last week I've been, because I got to start supporting my new album in about 6 more weeks. And I think I start in Chicago. No, I don't start. I start in Orlando. And so I'm having to get, I've been practicing this stuff, but I still haven't got the lyrics completely done yet. As you know, because you heard me messing up earlier. So let me get the first lyrics. So it's moving slow, first of all. Okay. This song is the latest song I've written is called it's another a song about. I've got this. I really hope I see Carly when I die. Real quick, I want to see her again, but I'm scared she's gonna be reincarnated and be gone. So like that. So
I'm a big believer in reincarnation.
I believe that too, because there's some kid that thought he was like a. Remember he was telling the exact name of the ship he was on, all the stuff in World War II, and he finally got killed by a Japanese pilot or something like that. And they go back and they find the ship he was on. They find all these people that knew that guy, and he kind of looked like him too.
Oh wow!
So, but there's all kinds of stories like that. This song is called "Throw My Flesh Away." 1, 2, 3, and. So I feel so low and I'm double down, I'm spinning round, head to the edge of the darkness that I have found. It's rhythm and rhyme and I fall behind, and looking back and I can't find. I'll go eat the apple, the steak I'm gonna kill. I'm falling down and my head spins round. And I think I'm finally gonna stroke out. And I'm flying to a place where there is no pain. And I throw my flesh away, throw it away. I'm flying to a place where there is no pain. And I throw my flesh away, throw it away. Time to say goodbye. I'm gonna find paradise. Got
catch up with her, cause she left me so far behind. I know I'm going down, cause I'm spinning round. And I know I'm gonna stroke out. I'm going to a place where there is no pain, and I throw my flesh away. I'm going to a place where there is no pain, and I throw my flesh away.
Take it. Spins around. I know I'm gonna stroke out. I'm flying to a place where there is no pain, and I throw my flesh away. I throw it away. I'm going to a place where there is no pain, and I throw my flesh away. And I throw my flesh away. Cool, man. That's a good jam.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I like it. We're gonna do a cover. How about this? And you got my number. Man, I tell you, when he was in Pure Pearly, Vince Gill, that man,
I used to know how to play Amy.
That's that guitar first is no joke. Yeah. It's right here. Oh yeah, you know what? I was playing. I was playing guitar. It's. Shit. That's it. Something like that.
I learned it in regular tuning. I don't know how to play it.
Oh yeah, you're in.
Yeah, this is a weird tuning for me. But
Well,
I like this. I'm gonna have to.
That's you know why? Because I play so I can't afford $3,200 every time I play a show and expenses. So I had to figure out a way to play it. You can play that. You can use that tuning to play a rhythm part and a rhythm and a melody over it. So
Yeah.
that's why I started using it.
It's a nice tuning, man. I like
But,
it.
Tell me if you think I'd be alright, like just crash in the night.
this song's actually in E, or it's Take Off Your Cape Up.
Tell me if you think it'd be alright, like just crash in the night. You see, I'm no shape for driving, and I've got nowhere to go. It might not be that bad. You're the best I ever had. If I know this whole thing is a go, I might not be alone. Tomorrow we can ride around this town. Let the cop chase us around. Has to come something might be found to take its place. Hey, it's jealousy. You can trust me not to drink and not to stick around. And you don't expect too much from me. You might not be let down, 'cause I really want to be with you, feeling like I'm at you. 'Cause I know this whole thing is go. I might be here with you, always riding around this town. Let the cop chase us around. Past comes something that might be found to take its place. And hey, jealousy.
That was I forgot. That was Not that band or that album, but that song was a huge influence on that, I think.
It was Gin Blossoms, right?
Right, they were really good. They were from Phoenix. I
Oh
think.
yeah, they were a great band.
I saw them live somewhere and they were really good. But actually, the guy that wrote that song, he was kicked out of the band before they made it, and he actually died of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big alcohol thing. So, Counting Crows.
I didn't care much for their music until like that whole genre of like laid back '90s music.
Be Counting Crows or Gin Blossoms.
Yeah.
They're
kinda-
same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Except Adam Druitt's they were deeper than the Gin Blossoms probably are. I don't know if have you ever heard of a guy named Ryan Adams? Not Brian, but Ryan
Yeah,
Adams.
yeah.
I'm a big fan. He's recently been dropped from his publishing, from his record company, from everybody because of his. And this is just hearsay, but some girls said, and these girls aren't underage. These girls are all of age. That he offered them, trying to help them with their career, that he would help them with their career, and he supposedly tried to sleep with them, or so, but he didn't assault them, he didn't touch them, he didn't expose himself. But the fact that they felt like he was trying to get some sexual favors from him helping them, but I don't get that. I mean, because just the average guy trying to date somebody's trying to get sexual favors, right? I'm not me. So, not me, or are you? You got a girlfriend.
I'm spoken for.
Anyway, so I don't see how they blackballed him like they did. He is kind of an asshole. I met him a couple times. So I mean, he probably pissed them off. They blackballed him. So
To me, getting blackballed anymore in the industry is probably a badge of honor.
he doesn't have a deal. He's not near as popular, but you know he came out on Letterman. I guess he got on the floor. You know that song "Come Pick Me Up"? I'd have to use K-pop or anything, so I'm not gonna play it. Anyway, so like you got Counting Crows?
A little bit, yeah. I know Mr. Jones.
I know that one, but I don't know.
I don't know how to play any of their music.
Mr. Jones is A minor. Yeah, he played. So I'm not gonna play. I don't want to sing it.
Yeah, I've never sat down and learned any Counting Crows. I probably should have.
Well, I mean, usually the songs I know is when I was in a cover band to make money, and I kind of had to. I used to play in a cover band that we would do. I used to play in a cover band, and I actually did a lot of Led Zeppelin. I can't believe I used to do that stuff because I don't feel like I can do it anymore. But I was in a cover band. We did. You know what one of the hardest songs we were. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's not really hard to play technically, but that song, My Sharona, is not an easy song.
By the knack, yeah.
Not by the knack. I mean, to get the rhythm together, the guitar part. Yeah, but that guitar part, that lead guitar part is pretty wild. I mean, it's not easy. And doing the guy's vocal, I mean, I didn't really have trouble with the guy's vocal, but to get that rhythm down and to play the lead guitar part, yeah, it wasn't easy. Okay, here's one. I do this song. When I do a cover, it's not very often. I'll do something that no one else does. I'll play Roxanne a lot cover, but I won't sing it that often, but I'll do that a lot. So like, I don't do it. I capo it up, but that chord, I love it. So I do that one a lot. I'll do I don't know, stuff that no one else does. Like I'll play me some AC/DC or one. So.
Fast machine, she kept the motor clean. Best damn woman I've ever seen. She had sightless eyes, telling me no eyes, knocking me out with those American thighs. She wanted more than she ain't having to fight with for air. She told me to come, but I was already there, and the world started shaking. My mind was aching. We started praying, and we would make it. And you should be all night long. Yeah, you should be all night long. Yeah, and you shoot me all night long. Oh, you shoot me all night long. Yeah, you shoot me all night long. Yeah, you shoot me all night long. Yeah, you shoot me. Yeah, you shoot me all night long.
I haven't played that in a while.
That was one of the first. Little ways.
I couldn't play that until probably 3 years ago. Yeah.
I learned one of my most recent songs. I learned was the rock songs that was.
Billy Squire. I can't sing that, and very few people can.
Lonely is.
No, is he dead? I thought did he die?
I thought he died recently, but I'm probably.
You know who I liked Aldo Nova. Do you remember Aldo Nova?
Yeah.
That was a good one. Remember Red Rider? Lunatic Fringe? I used to listen to that.
Lunatic Fringe, man, that was a great song.
That was.
They were a one-hit wonder. That was the only song they did, right?
I don't even know where
Made
those
it?
guys were from, but that was Lunatic Fringe was like. Who did that song? Bullet Hits the Bomb. Golden
Earring.
That's
yeah.
a one hit. That was kind of like the. I kind of like Lunatic Fringe better than the Golden Earring song, but.
Yeah. Well, Golden Earring had another hit. They had that. I've been driving all night, hands away on the wheel.
Yeah, that let me turn up. Let me turn it up a little bit. I know a lot more than I can do some meatloaf and all that crap.
Oh, Meatloaf. Some Paradise on the Dashboard Lights.
I can do it.
I don't know any. I know the song, but I don't know how to play it.
Poor Meatloaf, man, he was really good. Poor Jim Steinman. He wrote all the songs. You know? Yeah, but remember his album was it was a Bat Out of Hell and Meatloaf songs by Jim Steinman.
Oh wow.
I don't think I ever saw Jim Steinman would care that wasn't great.
My favorite Meatloaf song was "Wasted Youth." The
I
whole intro to that.
Is that on Bat Out of Hell?
Yeah. No, I think it might have been Bat Out of Hell too, but it was. And he took his guitar and he swung it against the varsity cheerleader. He swung it against the Harley Davidson. He ran upstairs above his parents' bed and he held it up above his parents. And before he was going to crash it down, his dad woke up and said, "Stop, son! That's no way to treat an expensive musical instrument."
I don't remember that.
And he says, "Daddy, you've got a lot to learn about rock and roll."
Do you remember Pantera, that walk?
Yeah.
That was the only time everybody was like. I can't do it. But I used to play. I used to look, even though I didn't really. I knew those guys from when I used to live down. It's like, remember when they had Lord Tracy Singer was their singer?
Yeah.
So there's a place on Northwest Highway called Smoking Days, and we all rehearsed the same. It's like an old it was like an old storage building place. So we all rehearsed down there. Pantera's like there, my band was there, and there's a band called Rigor Mortis. You ever heard of those guys? They're like thrash metal. They're there. And so I knew those guys kind of. It's not like I'm not saying I could call Vinnie Paul up every time I wanted to and go down. No, it wasn't like that. But I knew him, and I never met that Phil guy, but I knew the guy from Lord Tracy. And like we were at Smoky Days, and there's these speakers up there. And I've never seen them there before. We play there all the time. We plug into them, and Vinnie and that guy from Lord Tracy come out. Hey, you guys are the speakers. Those are ours, but you can use them. So they go back in the building. We hear 2, 3, 4. They just picked up our guitars and they just went off. I thought, wow, we did the same thing. We're plugged into their speakers. What are we gonna say? But, that was awful ballsy of them. But I always liked those guys. They were really cool. If you saw them out and about, and so I saw Vinny had that like nude bar in Arlington. I saw him there a couple times, and he kind of remembered me, kind of not. But
the guys from Five Finger Death Punch used to share a rehearsing spot with us in Denver. was a band I worked with called
Really?
Awaken. And they'd come over and hang out and get baked with us and drink beer with us and stuff. And I had no idea until about 3 years ago, my old buddy, the singer for the band I was working with, he's like, oh yeah, we used to party with those guys, man. And he told me who they were and what room they were in all the time coming over. It's like, no shit.
You remember
those guys?
Okay, here's the coolest thing about the Denver music scene ever. Boss Skaggs, remember Boss Skaggs?
Yeah.
From Denver. You know who also guy staying in Denver at the time. And but I don't know if he's from Denver. Boss Skaggs and Steve Miller had a band together.
Oh wow.
And so I thought that was so cool. But also Neil Young and Rick James had a band, but that was in Detroit. But
Huh.
that was about Steve Miller and Boss Skaggs. I love Boss Skaggs. That must be that.
Oh
was
yeah.
cool. No one knows who we're talking about. Part of it. This song, remember this song by the Toadies?
I like the Toadies.
You shouldn't have tuned up. May I have perfect pitch? This one of those times I don't have it. Make up your mind. Decide to walk with me. Here's another one that's cool. That kind of I'll do every once. Now these are songs I don't play. I don't play a lot of covers, but every once in a while, if I feel like the crowd's down or something, I'll come out with something to try to get them going. But it's nothing that it's not like something you're going to go to here for. You know, force
Right.
here doing knocking on heaven's door. I would never ever do that.
They're probably my favorite band out of Texas from the 90s.
So
The Toadies.
I like. There's another band in Dallas called Spot.
Yeah.
They did a song called "Looking at the Spoon Spoon." They were signed. I think I like them better than Toadies, but the Toadies are really good.
Yeah. And Reverend Horton Heat.
I like Red Hornet, and also the guys that were talking about are friends of mine, Pippa Douglas from Dallas.
Yeah.
That was great. What happened to that? Deep Ellum, they're selling clubs, everyone's going out of business.
Yeah. So I heard. Remember that band in the 90s, the Nixons?
I should have tuned, but I know it was like Sister.
Yeah.
It's in G, I think.
I saw them at the Bluebird in downtown Denver one year. My dealer, she works at the Taco Bell across the parking lot from me. I worked at the McDonald's, and she comes up to me. I bought weed off of her and traded Big Macs and whatnot. And she says, "Hey, you want to come down and see the Nixons with us? I got a bunch of free tickets." So go and check it out. We go in. We're in the balcony at the top. Nobody's in there. It's not like a Tuesday night, you know. And the band told security to bring everybody from up top down front. So I got right up front. We were right up front. The bass player was standing right in front of me. He's playing this big 6-string bass, and he's got this.
He had like one of them.
Plastic cover underneath.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because I saw them live. I mean, I saw them in clubs a bunch of times. But
Well, I got to hang out with the guy after the show.
the bass player.
The whole band.
You were playing bass then, right?
No, I was just a listener.
You're just a fan.
Yeah, I'm just a fan. And after the show, he came outside and their tour bus was out front, and I was like, "Hey man, you smoke some pot? I enjoyed your show." It's like, "Hell yeah, come on up." He gave us a tour of their bus, took us out to the bar down the street, got us shit faced. I'm like 17 at the time, man.
You're a kid, huh?
Just a kid, just having fun, man. I get to hang out with those
What
guys.
club were you at?
It was a Bluebird Theater.
Oh, that's cool. Remember that guy signed up that won the Guitar Center Music Award of the year at that time? He won a thing and he got to play with Megadeth and stuff. He asked me, because I was living in Southern California, "Hey man, you picked me up at LAX, I won that contest." So we're going to the whiskey, so of course I would pick him up. But the point being is that guy can make fun of himself. I could tell you embarrassing stories about himself and not give a shit more than anyone knew. Like when I was in 8th grade, dude, in shop, I used to fantasize about writing a song called Drug Runner. And dude, what cracked me up is not too long ago, about 3 years ago, we were talking about when we used to play together and all these songs. I said, "Dude, you remember when you told me about the song Drug Runner you wrote?" Dude, he produced the lyrics. He still had the lyrics, and then he had a song called Strong Closet.
Strong Closet.
Then he told me about the first time he ever went to a concert, and he went dressed like Michael Jackson. But he went to Motley Crue, dude.
Oh wow.
And he was so cool. He was like one of the cool. His name's Jimmy Hancock. And he's he owns he has a music teaching center in Arlington, Texas, and he's also a regular. You know, he plays in a couple of tribute bands, but he's a really cool guy, man. You talk about when I joined these guys. I think they had about 30 guys audition. They were signed at the time, and I somehow got that job. And dude, I walked into a fucking soundproof studio. You know, had all kinds of like strings for free, tuners for free, picture. I didn't pay for anything. Except for, you know, they didn't have like guitar endorsements. They had string endorsements, all that stuff. I just walked into that deal. I think it took them like almost like 9 months to tell me I was in the band.
Wow.
Because they auditioned so many guys, man. I mean, they were doing everything they could not to hire me.
Well, Dave, we better
I had a great time, man. I really.
Oh, sure. Thanks for coming out, man.
I had a great time.
It's been fantastic. I'd like. To
I thought it was fun. I mean, I think we talked probably a little too long. Probably about stupid shit. But I had a good time, man. So I'm going to be. I'm actually talked to. I might actually hire some. There's no one around here. There's not a promoter around here. I mean, there's a guy in Tulsa I knew I was going to use. I've actually heard that he stopped his I forgot his name, his business actually, but I've heard he's folded up. So, I mean, you can't even find a promoter or anyone in Tulsa anymore because I've never been a guy that, even though like we get along and we talk like this, I've never been a guy that could book my own gigs. Or
I know some great promoters.
my publicist is going to be a promoter now, but nothing local, you know.
Right.
I haven't played a local show. I played a show at a place called Gibby's Biker Camp and had a great time and got a great crowd response. And actually, I was kind of, after I realized, when I booked it, it was a benefit. I went, you know, but I didn't realize where it was. And then I thought, when I found it, this is a biker camp. They're not going to like me. They're going to want to hear Born to Be Wild and everything. They're going to want to hear original acoustic show. And but they were really, man, that was a really cool show.
You know, some of the coolest shows I've played like that, where I've been playing around like bikers and stuff, and I was in like a alternative acoustic folk rap. You know,
and they liked it.
They loved it, man. They were so really well welcomed. It was fantastic.
Yeah, but
where are you going to be playing next?
My next show's in late September in Orlando, and then I'll be going back to Austin. And then my album releasing is going to be in Chicago. I don't know any of the. Remember, I was telling you about how they think I'm going to call up the manager and steal the gig. Or, hey, you know the guy that booked me here, screw him. Let's get a deal going between us. I don't really think that's the deal. I just think I'm not their only client, and so I think they overlook things, and then they tell me when they have to tell me. You know? Fair
enough. Well, let me know. I'll definitely post your album on our site here.
And it's not. And for all you people in this area that think that I just hate this area, so it's not that. I mean, I asked my manager one time. He sent out RPKs to everywhere in town that anywhere that he thought. I mean, that he thought should. But now back then he hadn't researched this music industry around this. Now he refuses to. That's a waste of time. You know. Then. You know, he's not going to make any money.
Right.
What are they going to send me my $10? You know. So, but dude, I've tried. I've really tried, and so it's not that I hate this music scene. I think this town and this area has great musicians. I really do. I think that I will say they're lazy, and I mean I'll tell them to their face they're lazy. I mean, when you go into 5 clubs every night and you hear the same freaking cover song every night, that's a bunch of lazy guys. You don't hear anything new. Right. They don't have to practice and they get paid about the same thing, and people are going to come see them because that's all they got. Yeah. So I encourage everyone to start writing original music and to learn some cool modern originals, you know, or learn some cool modern covers. Get outside the box and maybe make start playing some rap to rock. I don't know. I do that. I go to San Francisco. I play No Short Deck Band and YMCA all the time.
Check out Cold Chillin' Collective.
I will.
They take 90s rap songs and turn it into folk songs.
I look like Led Zeppelin type stuff. There's something like that. Don't keep doing what you're doing because it's old.
Right.
They've had the same. Like I said, I grew up in Poto, and Randy Barnes, and a guy named Dale Fraze. Dale still plays fine. He's 76 years old, still plays fine. This is the last thing I'm going to say before we hang up. So I've been around all those guys and know what happened, how this place started going. Well, it's been the same thing for 30 or 40 years. It's time to do something different. It's time for people to start working. Yeah. It's time for people to start going, well, they're playing for $400, I'll play for $300, and they just, because people don't make any money. The price goes down, to where it gets to where we'll make free beer.
Right.
Sure, we'll do it for free. We'll set up, we'll go in there and we'll take 3 hours to settle this crap up and haul all this shit around, and we'll get some free beer. And we'll play from 9 to 2 in the morning. That's crazy. Stop doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to get on the same page, start supporting each other. Instead of just, oh, those guys, we're better than them. We'll play this fight.
People need to play. People need to pay for more than exposure anymore because you can't pay your bills with exposures. You know.
No,
you
I mean,
can-
there's. I mean, I could make it on what I make from royalties, but like I told you, I played 22 live shows last year, and they were all like the Texas State Fair was the closest I played. But they were all shows that I played 45 minutes and made at least $500-600, and I made I know a friend of mine that has that her ex-husband is a local musician that he plays every weekend, and he's he plays in this cover band that plays the same old songs every weekend, but he's a star, you know, and he made less money than what I made playing 22 shows. So
I've seen a lot of that in my hometown, Texas.
so
Texas.
you got started. I mean, I think all you guys are talented around here. I mean, I've actually been in a studio when I still before I got my own studio, and I've heard people talking shit about me in my headphones. And those guys, I don't care about any of that. Just start doing something new.
Yeah.
That's my only advice. And if that kid that you saw tonight, I'll record him for free until he hits, and I'll have to start doing something.
Right.
So anyway, all right, man.
Well,
thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody for watching the show. We'll see you next Monday. I'm trying to get Dr. Harold Aldridge on the show next Monday. We'll have a talk and see. Everybody have a good night. We went a little long tonight, but it was fun. We had a good jam and had a great conversation. Everybody, Mr. David Scott will let you know when his album comes out and where it can be
You can buy it on
found.
my website right now. DaveScottSongwriter.com.
DaveScottSongwriter.com.
And you can stream the whole songs for free.
And you can stream it for free. Check that out. It's going to be cool. I'll post a link as well after probably tomorrow morning because I'm kind of beat right now. But we'll get to it. I love y'all. God bless. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
I don't know. How we run an hour?